Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Welcome to Turning Point with Patrice Williams.
We can be whatever we dream.
Enhance the way you think about successful entrepreneurship, empowerment, and politics to live your best life.
Fulfill the highest, truest expression of yourself.
And now your host, the authentic, impactful influencer and coalition builder, Patrice Williams. Go!
Hello, hello, hello. This is Patrice Williams with Turning Point. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here with you all today. I'm in my new space. I was kicked out of the living room by my husband. He sent me to the office. So here I am, and and I'm excited to be here. And I get to bring on my little brother, my good friend, President Johnicon George of the Tri-City NAACP. He is a friend of the show, one of our first guests during election period. Let me bring him on. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. No complaints. Another day above ground, so it's no complaints.
You know, I've had a lot of guests. I think we're at the 50th episode. You are the first person that got onto our pre-show, and you were on the phone making moves.
Yes. Well, it don't stop. You know, we have so much going on here in our Tri-City area, Fairfield, Solano, and Vacaville. And I told our members back in December at our annual meeting that 2021 is going to be epic. So, you know, I told them to put on their seatbelts and, you know, get in the game, get off the sideline and get in the game. And these first, been 6-7 weeks into the new year, it's just been nothing but amazing. So looking for more to come.
Okay, you gave us our first glimpse. You said, get in the game. This year is going to be, you said epic, huh?
Epic, absolutely.
Well, before we get started, I am going to read your bio, if that's okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So, Johnicon George Sr. is an activist, a community organizer, and an advocate. His company, Icon Connects LLC, was developed to build stronger communities by connecting the community to professional institutions, community-based organizations, and government entities. Over the past 20 years, he has served as in various leadership roles within the community. Johnicon was the founding board member of the Bayview Rotary Club, vice president of the Bayview Merchants Association, operator of the first Black bookstore in San Francisco's Bayview Hunters Point, local and global mission servant leader of Mount Calvary Baptist Church of Fairfield, and board member of the Solano County Black Chamber of Commerce. Johnicon George currently serves as board member is currently serving his third term as president of the Tri-City branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, Tri-City NAACP.
Yes.
That's you, sir. I love your bio because you have been doing wonderful work for a long time.
Yes. You know, I remember growing up in Chicago. My mom, you know, we went to some Black Panther rallies, and I didn't realize what it was all about then. You know, but I think it instilled a burning desire for justice and social change, you know, in me. So, you know, I think it was James Baldwin said, children aren't very good at listening to what you say, but they are very good imitators. So, yeah.
Okay. So I love it. but I have a feeling that's going to be one of a lot of amazing jewels and gems that you're going to drop throughout the show, because that's just what you do naturally. There's times where you were running an NAACP meeting, and you'll say something, and I'll just say, one time you told us, you said, you are civil rights activists. And I never thought of myself that way. And I'm like, me? You said you. And I'm on that Zoom call, like, mind blown. Like, I feel like you help us expand who we are. I don't know. You're just pretty awesome. And you do it naturally.
Yes, thank you. Well, we very often we look at the civil rights giants and icons, or the drum major for justice, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, as civil rights leaders, and we're civil rights leaders as well. Anytime you stand up for those who speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Whenever you're on the right side of justice, you are a civil rights leader. There's been many individuals throughout the time, throughout the struggle, that was simply satisfied with just making lunches, for the brothers and sisters that was in the trenches. Those were civil rights leaders as well. And there's so many people, even in the Tri-City branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, that, just making phone calls, just attending the meeting and sharing, their wisdom, helps push, this boulder up the hill.
I love it. So we are, of course, streaming live on multiple platforms, including Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And we are, throughout the show, going to bring forward some of our these awesome comments. Thank you, Lisa. She's looking forward to a great show today. She says, welcome. Thank you, Christina Harbridge. She says, she's excited to be here with us. Thank you. Christina is helping, well, I'm helping her. She is changing the lives of a lot of Democratic women, helping them to get elected. And I'm pleased to be on board with her. Jessica Ostrowski Kelly, she says, good morning. So excited to tune in today. I agree, Jessica. I think, Johnicon, you are a natural born leader. You were born to be in this space and time with us. And I really appreciate it. I don't know. Civil rights advocate, I don't know, but civil rights leader, I don't know. I think of our greats. And when he said it, it gave me a shot. And he told us all, by the way, he didn't say, Kay Patrice, you're a civil rights leader. He said, you are all civil rights leaders. And I don't know, those were some big shoes. And they're falling off me. But it was dope, because it made me think. It made me think. So let's get into it. The Tri-City NAACP, sir. You are in your third term and you are doing great work. You were just telling me that you told your branch, you said, get ready.
Yes, get ready. I told some people may or may not know that I wasn't planning on running for a third term. I've started my own business, Icon Connects, and I'm in a pre-law program at Solano Community College. And, there's so much behind the scenes and so much goes on in leading a organization, a branch of an organization such as the NAACP, that, I've been, putting my own personal desires on hold. And so my desire was not to run. But as many of you know, over the last 4 years, or the last 2 terms, we just brought the Tri-City NAACP, over so many mountains. We just brought it up to such a high level, to the fact that the young lady that I was grooming, right when it came up to the elections, she backed up. She said, "You're supposed to be winding down, but you just keep moving the needle, going up and up. I don't know if I can keep the momentum going." And I said, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here to mentor you and and help you along the way." But she was like, "No, I think that this is your call. I think this is your time." And it said that if we want to make God laugh, tell him about our plans. And so at our nominating committee meeting, I was nominated, and the Lord just said, go for it. And I truly believe just these first 2 months into 2021, I do believe that this is what the Lord would have me. And so if he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it.
Yeah, I was one of the people, because you told me early on that this was your last term, and I'm like, seems like you're going faster to me. Is what I'm looking. And I'm like, you look like you are shifting to. You didn't shift to 3 gears 2 months before that you were stepping down, and I'm like. So I wasn't surprised to see this is your time. This time is uniquely set up for you. It is. And so let's talk about I've seen some call to actions. I love how you do press releases. You get the community involved and engaged. You let us know what is happening. I saw that you just had a phenomenal event over the weekend. Maybe we should back up a little bit and talk about that, and then go forward and talk about what you're working on now, and then get into the calls to actions.
Sounds great. So Roy Stockton, Vacaville council member Roy Stockton approached me back in, it had to be September, maybe September, October, August, September of 2020, and said, Johnicon, no matter win or lose this election, I think I really would like to see a Black History celebration in Vacaville. We really need it. I think it's something that the community needs. It's something that the city needs. There's just so much going on. And remind you, that was right at the wake of June. Last summer was just it was just an explosive summer in the history of America. You could even say that, a new civil rights era was ignited with the killings of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. The world was set on fire. And, Councilman Roy Stockton said, we need to do this in Vacaville. I share with a lot of people, and I like to be transparent. I've been in Solano County since 2003.
Okay, and I'm smiling because I don't know where you're about to go, but I know I had a customer. Go ahead.
I do not like to be in Vacaville when the sun goes down. I just, thank the Lord. I just turned 52 years old, a couple of weeks ago, and, I should be able to go anywhere in America and feel comfortable. I do not like to be in Vacaville when the sun goes down. And so I agreed with Roy Stockton that we really needed to bring something positive, a breath of fresh air to Vacaville. When I first became president, I brought, I brought the founding member of the Black Panther Party to Vacaville for our first gala. I wanted to make a statement to Vacaville that the NAACP is here. We had our second. We brought the mayor, Elihu Harris, to our second gala in Vacaville. And so, when Roy Stockton approached me, I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And so he pulled, he used his, and, congratulations, he was elected, but he used his political clout to bring some very talented people on board, like the Vacaville Business Association. They came on board, Alicia Gutierrez and Brooke Fox, very talented, have a lot of experience and expertise in event planning. We brought on a new friend of mine, Greg Ritchie. We brought in his expertise. And then the talented individuals at the Tri-City NAACP, our treasurer, Shreya Daniels. She did a lot of behind the scenes works that, people will never know, will never see. And then, our co-chair, Mrs. Danette Mitchell, our press publicity and communication chair, she made sure that this event, represented Black Vacaville and excellence, Black excellence. And I never seen that side of Mrs. Danette Mitchell. She just have a sweet personality, but yeah, she's a fireball, and she made sure that Black excellence was represented. And so that event, it was about 100 people there. We got a lot of people and it was concerning that we still had people in Vacaville calling the mayor's office every day, trying to get the event not to, happen, talking about how they was concerned about COVID and all this other stuff when, we can't even get you to wear a mask, but now you're concerned about gatherings, but I won't go there. But anyway, it went off without a hitch, and I just want to thank the courageous mayor and vice mayor of Vacaville, because I know amongst their constituents, I'm going on a limb, and I like to use my I think the spirit, is always correct, that they were they went against the popular judgment of not letting it happen. And they was there, they helped pass out our proclamations, our awards to the unsung heroes. And that's what we wanted to do. We just wanted to highlight the unsung heroes and sheroes of Vacaville, African-American heroes and sheroes of Vacaville, who's just been really, really putting it down in Vacaville, that haven't gotten the true recognition that they deserve.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being transparent, because I was trying to figure out how to best tell you that I don't feel comfortable with Vacaville at night either. In fact, my 18-year-old does DoorDash. And he was about to go yesterday, and my husband brought him in the room. He said, "Listen, I don't want you in Vacaville. Don't you DoorDash over there, because you don't know what areas you need to be in and know. We live in Fairfield. We've lived in Vallejo. You don't know it very well. So I do not feel comfortable." He just did that, not even 24 hours ago. And he's like, "Son, I don't want you there."
And see, that's one of the things that, people will never understand, that, when an African-American parent had to sit their children down and have these kind of discussions with them, you would never have to sit your child down and tell them, when the police pull you over, make sure your hands are on the steering wheel, make sure, you cooperate, even if you're right, just make sure that you cooperate, and we'll deal with it later. We'll call it NAACP, or, we'll call our local elected officials. Just make sure you come home safe. You don't have to, teach your children or talk to your children about why people won't like you just because of the color of your skin, so you'll never know. But, there are some courageous, partners out there. There's courageous friends, that haven't been kissed by God's son the way we have, that stand with us and stand on the right side of justice and speak up and say this is wrong. And so those individuals, even from the beginning of the civil rights, even in the civil rights era, stood with the NAACP and other civil rights organizations and said, "We stand with you." It wasn't a war cry then, but basically, essentially saying Black Lives Matter. Even back then.
So let me ask you the other thing that I was debating, whether I should ask you. I have met city council person, Roy Stockton, a number of times. I've met him. I like him. I feel like he is who I thought he was. But then I've seen, news reports that says he's not. And that picture of you and him, and it was someone else standing together.
Greg Ritchie.
Greg Ritchie. I was like, okay, so because you are very, what you see is what you get with you. If you're having a connection with somebody, you're having a connection. If you're not, you don't. So what is your thought? Is he who he purports to be?
Yes, I mentioned earlier that the Holy Spirit hasn't failed me yet, and My brother Roy Stockton, Councilman Roy Stockton, is a genuine person. I met him at our 2019 gala, and since then we've just been connected and we've always talked. You could tell the individual, if you spend enough time with an individual, you'll really tell what their character is. An individual could only hide who they are for so long before their true colors before their true colors come out. I mean, if you knock over a Coke can, Sprite isn't going to come out, So Roy Stockton is very genuine. And then I got a lot of calls. I made a statement at the end of at my closing remarks last Saturday. I said I'll get in trouble for this, and then I quoted, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I'd like to thank my humble friend Roy Stockton for bringing this vision to the Tri-City NAACP. And just the negative and individuals took that to say that I'll get in trouble for acknowledging Roy Stockton and whatever is going on in the news. No, that wasn't it. The reason why I said I get in trouble with him, because he's so humble. He wanted to keep his name out of everything. Coach Danette Mitchell and I kept telling him, no, your family contributed to this, and we're going to list you as a sponsor, the Roy Stockton family. He didn't want to be on a program, but I said, no, you're going to welcome everybody. And so that's what I meant by I'm going to get in trouble by this, because he didn't want to be in the spotlight. He didn't want this to be about him. And that's how you could tell how genuine the individual is. When they just want something positive, something that has to happen without having to be all in the front in the spotlight. That's how you can tell if an individual is genuine or not.
Okay. Roy, I'm going to be talking to you. I have some questions, but I believe you to be who you say you are too. Because that's too long to fake it. Like the guy I met is a great guy. And I can't
I think you should have him on the show.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. So let's go back to let's catch up on our feed. Our friends are here and commenting, and then we're gonna go forward as to what you all are working on now. So Jessica, let's see. Yeah, she's feeling hopeful and confident. Wonderful. Hello. We know the Advents, don't we?
Yes.
We love Dana and her husband. They are phenomenal community contributors and business owners. They are pretty phenomenal. Okay, wonderful. So Jessica. Hey, Jessica. We love Jessica? Yep. So she's saying she's on board too. I think she's saying that she believes he is who he says he is as well. So, all right, we're gonna have a conversation. Tiffany, I agree. The NAACP is wonderful, and you know this woman, Tiffany A. She gave us a shout out earlier. I must have missed her, and she is the owner of Crown 26 Beauty Supply in Sassoon. She's a Black-owned beauty supply, and she is doing amazing work.
Yes, support her.
Oh, we've got to support her.
Yes,
we have to. She does wonderful. She does beauty supply in such a unique way. You come there and she wants to know about your hair. She wants to know how you eat. Are you drinking enough water? She's into everything. And when she gives you a product, that product works. So shout out to Tiffany A. So tell us, so we know what Amplify, and by the way, Amplify Our Voices, you had those banners all over Vacaville. You didn't call me and ask me if I wanted to co-sponsor and have mine.
I know. There's going to be opportunities. We're ramping up and preparing for our 40th year anniversary. I talk about that a little later in the show, but there's ample opportunities to participate. I know my one of the things that speaking of Amplify, before we switch gears and transition, and Black businesses, I think this is a good time to interject. One of the things that I did also was make sure that we highlighted all of the Black businesses in Vacaville. You'll be surprised at all of how many Black businesses we have in Vacaville. And I, gave the call to action, during my close last Saturday, that we had to support the Black businesses in Vacaville, but also throughout Solano County. But I wanted to make sure, because I didn't know that there was so many Black businesses in Vacaville. So I'm calling on the Solano County Black Chamber of Commerce to step their game up and get in there and support our Black businesses in Vacaville.
Aren't you on the board?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And so, I did my part, but there's so much work to do, and I look forward to working with Vice President Lionel Buchanan and President Elise Cheeks and making sure that our businesses and not only throughout the whole Solano, but in Vacaville get the assistance that they need.
Yeah, I feel like we need a list.
Yeah, I got. I think I sent it to President Chicks, but I'll make sure that at our next meeting, I'll make sure I get it out to all of the board members.
Okay, awesome, and thank you for making that shout out for Black businesses and also bringing up the Solano Black Chamber of Commerce. We're actually both on the board of commerce there, and there is by the way, if you are a member of the Black Chamber of Commerce, there is a directory on SolanoBlackChamber.org. You click on directory, you will see a list of businesses and affiliates. So not everyone is a Black business, but there's supporters of the Black Chamber that are there too. So that's a list as well. And I'll put that link into the chat. So tell us, what are you working on?
So tonight, well, I'm sorry for keep going back to Amplify, but that was the first Black History celebration in Vacaville. And so now we're switching gears to the first Black History celebration in Suisun City. My dear friend, Vice Mayor Wanda Williams she played an instrumental part in making this event happen. And I just actually got off the phone with her, talking about being busy. I got off the phone with her, and then I transitioned to our videographer. But I was just telling her that, just sharing with her that, because she's such a good friend of mine, the Tri-City NAACP stood back and said, let your vision, and allow her to let her vision come to fruition. She's another sweetheart. Watch out for Vice Mayor Wanda Williams. She's going to do some great, amazing things in Solano. But that event, so it's going to be a span of 4 nights starting tonight. Tonight's going to be our first night. It's going to stream live from our Facebook page. And so tonight we're going to highlight soul food, its origin, its significance to the Black family. So we're looking forward to this event. The second night, I think we're going to talk about the Black family in Vacaville, in Suisun. So much rich history that I learned. Sarita Jefferson, one of our planning committee members, who long-term resident of Suisun City, had so much knowledge, so much history that she brought to this event. And so tomorrow night we're going to talk about the Black family in Suisun City. It was just 2 areas. You'll learn. I won't give it all out, but there was 2 areas in Suisun where Blacks are only allowed to live. Friday night.
Oh wow!
My pastor, my friend, Dr. Claiborne Lee, is going to talk about the significance of the Black church, and then we're going to close it out with our finale Saturday with Mother Tate. She was one of the I think the term is Rosie the Riveter. During World War II, who worked at the shipyards in Richmond. So we're looking forward to some amazing nights of celebrating our Black history here in Suisun City.
Can I show you the flyer?
Oh, sure. Yes, please do. Yes. Sponsored by our friend, the Suisun City Popeyes.
Okay.
Who's also the owner of the Suisun City Waterfront Hilton Gardens and Inns that's coming up. I think they're almost finished. They should be having a grand opening soon if they hadn't already. And then again, the Office of Vice Mayor Wanda Williams are our sponsors for these 4 amazing nights.
I designed that logo.
Oh, really? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think she got her own website. She's just really doing her thing.
In her website.
Yes. All right. All right. All right.
So I just get a kick when I see like a logo that I designed on a
Yes. Yes.
beautiful piece. Like this is a beautiful piece. Well, this is good. And so tell us, because I will tell you that there's two Tri-City NAACPs. We lost Johnicon. So there and now I'll start by saying while he comes back, you all. Here he comes.
Okay.
There you go. You're trying to disappear. So there's in the country, is there two Tri-City NAACPs?
Yes, in the country there is. There's one on, I think, in the Midwest or on the East Coast. And so one of the things that we did was so our Tri-City, we have a dash between Tri and City.
Okay.
To differentiate between the two branches.
Okay, so when we go to Facebook, when we look for Tri-City NAACP, we need to look for the one that has Tri-City.
And then 1080 is our Facebook page.
Branch 1080. Okay,
yes.
So let me write that. In the meantime, before you go into the next piece, how many NAACPs are in Solano County? Can you give us that information?
Oh yes, absolutely. So there's two branches in Solano County. Back of Vallejo branch, led by my big brother, elder statesman, Jimmy Jackson. He's the Vallejo branch has been around for well over 100 years. And so they advocate for Vallejo. They could be reached at 707-554-4993, and their email address is vallejo1081@aol.com. So their branch number is 1081. We're 1080. But yes, they advocate for Vallejo, and they've been doing so an amazing job for over 100 years. And then of course it's us, Tri-City NAACP, and our Tri-City area is Fairfield, Sassoon, and Vacaville. But there's a lot of there's Benicia, there's Napa. Just contact either one of us, and we'll get you to the right person. So for Benicia, that's closer to Vallejo. President Jimmy Jackson would definitely advocate for you. Accept your complaint form. You get to Dixon and things like Lodi. Tri-City would definitely have you, but don't the different branches. Just for our immediate areas. But if there's something support that we need, or there's a huge big civil rights violation or social issue, then our branches will come together, even if we need to bring in San Francisco or Sacramento. We are one organization, so don't let the branch name or branch number make you think that that you're alone. So contact either one of us, and we will get you the help that you need. This past on the 12th, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, we celebrated our 112th year anniversary of advocating for African Americans, and that means something. There's a lot of people out there that have their opinions about the NAACP and how we do things, but you don't become an organization and stay around for 112 years if you're not doing something right. And we have back in 2019, the count was 500,000 members. I could imagine that number went up. And we also had around 2,200 branches throughout the country. And I could imagine that went up. Because actually, right now, we have a branch in Clear Lake and a branch in Santa Rosa. And so Jimmy Jackson and Sacramento branch helped those organizations, get founded and support those new presidents, those new branches as well.
Got it. Yeah, and I do. Natalie Hannigan is saying that she believes Vallejo's branch may cover Napa too, and I believe they also cover Benicia for sure, because I've seen them doing Benicia events for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And I see, Tamari, I see what you're saying about, not knowing there's a Vallejo branch. The people in Vallejo know there's a Vallejo branch. Um, and, um, and also each branch seem to have their own personality, for lack of the word, to match their community. So what I've noticed about Tri-City, the Tri-City NAACP personality is they meet us. I'm on social media, they're on social media. You are not going to miss Johnicon and that team bringing us information where we are. Y'all are on social media. You're meeting us where we are. Whereas I feel like, because I have one arm in Vallejo scene, they don't seem to be on social media, but they have their local meetings. And I may be on Zoom, maybe, and I don't know. But it's just I didn't want to pretend like they all function for me exactly the same. They all have their own personality. What would you say about that, President George?
Yes, I mean, I agree. Even look at San Francisco, led by President Amos Brown. They have their own personality. And Tri-City and Vallejo, we definitely have our own personality. They do have a Facebook page, and they are on Facebook, and they're doing their own things. The NAACP as a whole. So there's several standing committees that a branch could be a part of. That a branch could inactivate. And so even given that, when you talk about personalities, in San Francisco, I believe they utilize their economic standing committee. Some branches utilize their criminal justice standing committee. In Tri-City, I'm looking at bringing our economic standing committee, enacting our economic standing committee. So that right there, the standing committees that each branch operate also brings in that unique personality. The membership and the makeup of the executive committee could bring in, could play a part in the personality of the branch. If you have a branch that's really young, they may be doing, they may do things that or have a flavor or energy, that an older branch may not have. Not to say that either branch is any effective than the other one, but again, it goes towards the community and what that area needs at that specific time.
And all that said, I will say that I've been a part on and off for years. Of NAACPs. I've lived in Washington, D.C., I've lived in New York, I've lived here, I've lived in North Carolina. Your branch is the first time that I've ever wanted to be a lifetime member. So I got on the payment plan, sir.
Thank you. Well, I truly believe that, especially with the Tri-City area, look at Vallejo. And then when you talk about different personalities, Vallejo was a predominantly African-American community. Then we come down here, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We live by the branch, and we live in a real conservative. Tri-City is a real conservative area, and so that plays a part, in it. But when I got involved in the Tri-City NAACP, I just looked at the disparities, throughout Fairfield, Solano, and Vacaville, on the police, within the police department, within city government, on the school boards. We really, Travis Unified School District, we still got to hit them hard. But again, the work of the NAACP is done through memberships and through standing committee and financial contributions. And so the executive committee, Johnicon and George, can't do it all alone. So we need you to join and come apart and become a part, because there's so much that needs to be done in these Tri-City areas. We've been meeting for several months with the Fairfield Unified School District Superintendent, Chris Corey. And, we feel that there's a lot of progress that's happening. There's so much more that needs to be done. We work with the police chief, Fairfield Police Chief, Deanna Cantrell. Whenever we call on her, she returns the call, and she look at the issues that we bring to her office. I know a lot of people. He wasn't popular with a lot of people, but Vacaville Police Chief John Carley, same thing. Whenever I call on him, he looks at things, and he look at it, through the lens of justice. Not just what the department was doing, or what the the community member complaint looks at. And I think Vacaville lost a good man, and again, I look at an individual's character, and how they do things. And so I know a lot of people, criticized him. His department isn't, I'm not, my lens aren't shaded, or dirty. I know that there's a lot. I opened up with that. There's disparity within the police departments in our Tri-City area. But the only way we're going to change it if we work together. And so the Tri-City NAACP, we don't attack people, we attack issues. So we don't attack individuals, we attack the issues.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, that leads so beautifully into our next segue. And by the way, Edward Russell says hello. And I believe I missed another. Natalie Hannigan, hello, caught you. Sometimes the feed goes so fast. I want to make sure I'm caught up. What I love about you is your call to actions. Like, you're always talking about transparency, and that is who you are. So you'll bring us all, you'll do a media conference, you do it virtual, and you'll bring us all in, and you say, look, this is what's happening. This is the backstory. This is what's happening. And this is what we need to do. This is the call to action. And I love how you do that. So that way it's not this misinformation, And so I was just on a press conference that you had surrounding Budweiser. Could you give us a little information about that? Is that call to action still in place? Yes.
So we're still working with Budweiser. Myself and a few other members of our executive committee has been meeting with their legal team, with Budweiser's legal team back in St. Louis in their corporate office. So the way the NAACP does things is it starts with an individual reaching out to the NAACP. So, for example, we don't have police scanners, or we're not like Batman. You put up the bat sign and the NAACP comes running. Individual reach out to, unless it's something that's in the news, like a George Floyd, the nation seeing that, and so we could get involved in incidents like that. But individual call, fill out a complaint form. Our legal redress will address the issue. And very often, individual was just a lot of times people just want to get to be heard. So very often I have individuals call me, they want to be heard, and they don't even want anything else to be done. And that's very true. And there's some individuals that call and, so a gentleman got fired from his job, felt that he called the NAACP. So we took his complaint form, reached out to the employer, and he wasn't coming to work drunk. So I would have fired you too. It has nothing to do with, with your race. And so we investigate things, because when we go up against you, we coming for you. And so we want to make sure that we have all of our facts and everything, and everything is, all our ducks are in line. And so once we do that, then we start off with a press release. We'll give a press release. So again, we're not misquoted. The press, the public knows what the NAACP stands on this. And then the next step, when we go forward, is actually we get out there in the protest. And so that's the next step, the next call to action. We're going to put out not next week, another Zoom meeting where, we're going to, that call to action to come out on a specific date that we need Solano to come out. Because one of the things that's going on down at Budweiser, we got these young white cats from the Midwest that's terrorizing our community members. We're calling for a boycott of Budweiser, because if they don't respect our community members, they don't need our dollars. I mean, there was 27 individuals that came forward And there's three managers that's at the center of all of these complaints. And we want them out of our community. We're not saying fire them. You could take them somewhere else, but they don't need to be in our community. I have well-respected elected officials that's been around here for a while. I forget when. So InBev, a European company, owns Budweiser now. But when they took over Budweiser, I forget how many years ago, I have elected officials here in Fairfield that's been around for a while that even said that when InBev came, it was a whole different corporation. You know, when a city or anybody, any organization called to Budweiser for any community event or anything, Budweiser would react, would contribute or support the community. InBev does not support our community. You know, when I called and questioned when I questioned them on it, the attorneys, they told me about they invested in or contributed to an NAACP event somewhere on the East Coast. I said, that's fine, I appreciate that, but what are you doing in Fairfield, California? You know, they're not doing anything in Fairfield. And I tell you, you don't have to give to the NAACP. There's a list. I could give you a list of Hazel Transitional House. I could give you a list of places that you could donate to. You don't have to give to the NAACP. You know, you could give to Leaders of Men. You know, one of the other ones, Princess House, Transitional House. I could give you a list of places you could donate to, but you need to donate in our community. And so there's going to be a call to action when we go out there and protest. And so, we need folks to come out. One of the other things, we give a training because when we do our protests, we control the narrative. So we're going to provide all of the signage, and we have individuals that will try to protest and try to turn them violently. And so we try to turn them violent or disrupt a peaceful protest. And so we have individuals that we call marshals, and they're identified, and they would know, just kind of watch. They'll know who's with us, and if outside agitators come on, and they will respond accordingly. And then, of course, we always let the city know when we're making a move. And then, we always make sure that there's local law enforcement, present, in the surrounding area in case anything goes wrong. So we definitely make sure that our members and our participants are protected.
Are safe. I know you mentioned leaders of men.
Yes, yeah, Anthony McDonald.
yes. So I saw that. Edward, you're asking about a personality. What you could do is, to everybody, you can replay this. You can replay it. You can share it. But if you've missed something, you're just coming in late, don't worry. You can absolutely re-watch it. I see Jennifer Barton. She's sending you a shout out.
Looks like Russell has a question. It looks like he's directing it to me. His question says, I have a question on transparency. Why were multiple members not allowed to participate in a town hall meeting? Well, Russell, those members that you're talking about are not members of the Tri-City NAACP. They're not members of our branch. And you have a platform, Mr. Russell. You can have Diana Cantrell on your platform, and you can ask her whatever you want to ask her. She has a thing what she called Ask Me Anything. She's very transparent. So you can ask her anything on your platform, but when you come on the Tri-City NAACP platform, member or not member, it won't be disrupted. And I've seen how you and your organization act, and you will not bring that energy to an NAACP platform.
Oh.
I hope that answers your question.
Okay, I think it answers mine. Let's see. And then Tamari says to make sure to donate to legitimate organizations that are actually supporting our community and not pretending that they're doing something. And we all have seen that. These organizations that's not doing what they say they're doing. So
let me talk about that as well. I know during the because even the NAACP during the George Floyd doing that. So again, last summer there were so many people that gave so much money, to organizations, and you're absolutely right. Make sure that that these organizations are legitimate organizations, and you could do that. Again, an organization's history. What an organization has been doing, their reputation, and make sure it's not a fly-by-night organization. And so, yes. So in times like this, a lot of people are going to contribute to organizations. So check out. You could also go. I can't think of Patrice. You may know it. There's a there's a website where you could you could check an organization's name and their 501(c)(3) status. So there's multiple ways you could vet an organization.
Yeah, but it's not just the and right now it's not coming to the tip of my mind that site to search, but because I noticed that a lot of programs are out there have fiscal agents, so that's not the complete loop, but
yes.
But there's people that have a 501(c)(3) status, or they have a program and they're just not doing the great work that they should be in the community, and they're being supported. And Edward Russell says thank you he appreciates the honest feedback. He said thank you.
Sure.
And Lisa Clinton says, well said. We're almost at the top of the hour, sir.
That went by fast.
It always does. It always does. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, I just want to. I think I mentioned it earlier. Next month, the Tri-City will mark our 45th year anniversary, advocating for Vacaville, Suisun City, and Fairfield. And so we're going to wrap up the planning for that event. Again, all members are welcome, to join us in the planning of that event. Again, I want it to be nothing minus of epic. It's going to be a event where I brought in past President Fred Young, to give us some of the rich history of the Tri-City NAACP. I'm calling on all of our Silver Life members, our seasoned civil rights veterans of the Tri-City NAACP, to give us that rich history so we could share that history. One of the things I share with you, and I think I've said it on another platform, if any of you know CCN, Regina and CCN, they're life members of the NAACP. And so I mentioned earlier, yes, I mentioned. Oh, they're doing well. They're rebuilding. I think they're just about, I was talking to Amy Fabi, and I think they're just about ready to, if they haven't already, open back up. So yes, the Yen Ranch was highly affected by the fires that we had, recent fires, but they're rebuilding. He said, hey, the insurance taking care of that. Don't worry about us. We are all right. We'll be back. But they're members of the Vallejo NAACP, and CCN said, hey, why don't we have NAACP in Vacaville? And so that's how the Tri-City NAACP came about. He got in touch with some local Black leaders 45 years ago. One was Claiborne Lee Senior, and some of the other men of the cloth and community leaders out here on this side of Solano back then. And that's where Tri-City NAACP was birthed from. So we're looking forward to celebrating our rich history here. And we would like for you all to participate and celebrate with us when we announce the date and the venue.
Okay. Is it Guide Star? Is that what you were referring to?
I think I see. Yes, that's what I was referring to. But I think Russell also put something in the chat as well. But yes, I was referring to Guide Star.
Yeah, me too. And Guide Star is a phenomenal way to look up nonprofits and see exactly what they say they're doing. So make sure it matches up. Let's see. We only have a few more minutes. Jessica has a question specifically. It might come up pretty small. How can community organizations, businesses, and individuals help support our Tri-City NAACPs and the organization's causes?
Well, the first thing is to become a member, and so again, the work of the NAACP is done through memberships, standing committee, and financial contributions. So any one of those three ways, but we like individuals not to just join and get involved. We have about 10 standing committees. There's a list of other standing committees that we could inactivate, but there's 10 that we're focusing on. And then again, we're looking at bringing back the economic. We're looking at activating the economic standing committee, because with this pandemic, it's really affecting our community. There's so many people of color, and so many in our community needs to needs our assistance and needs to help. So we're looking at getting that involved and getting involved with that this summer. But yeah, join the NAACP and get involved. If you're a retired nurse or if you're still working in the healthcare facility, the healthcare industry, we have a health committee. If you're a lawyer, paralegal, or practicing law, our legal redress, team. I'm in a pre-law program. I'm learning so much. But we had, thank you. We had some practicing attorneys, involved. That could help us, move the needle of justice in our community so much further.
What I will say before we close is being a part of the Tri-City NAACP membership and watching the meetings being conducted. I've never seen a meeting so well organized in which the committee chairs are they're told to present on those committee meetings almost all the time. So you're learning how the impacts the COVID in the Black community. You're learning where we are in vaccinations. You're like literally whatever is going on in the county that there's a committee for, those committee people are reporting back on that issue. And I belong to a lot of organizations and groups, and I've never seen it run as well as the NAACP, Tri-City NAACP. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, if I could just share, and so yeah, what she's mixed. So those 10 standing committees, they report at our monthly meetings. So we have a monthly membership meeting. All are welcome. We have a monthly membership meeting, and they report the work that they've been doing and events that they had for the previous month. And so a lot of people may think that the NAACP isn't doing anything. We're actually doing a lot. You may not see us out front, yelling and screaming or whatever it is, visually, but there's a lot that we're doing. Even with advocating for individuals, a lot of stuff is so personal. I won't come out there and share that, K. Patrice, whatever. That's her personal.
Don't you tell my business.
But please know, we're out there. We get so many calls and we're advocating. But here's the thing: if you're a member or not a member, and there's something that we're not doing, and you would like to see us do it, the key is to join and get involved and bring that to the organization and say, hey, we're missing a mark in this area. And then let's do it. Let's change it. If there's something for the organization as a whole, one of the things that we have every year for the organization as a whole is we have a branch could put together a resolution. If the national organization is not doing something, if individuals feel that if someone just come to our organization, our branch, and say, the police pulled me over, and then we go marching to the police station to raise hell. If you think we should do business like that, then your branch should create a resolution, and then each year at the national conference, each branch present their resolutions to the national. That's how you change stuff from within. You don't change stuff from spinning off, starting another organization, and then being divisive in the community. Get involved. Create a resolution and then go to national and tell national, hey, we've been doing this for the last 112 years this way. We're living a new day of time. This is how we should be doing it. That's how you do it, folks.
That's how you do it. Okay. I think we're caught up on the chat. Finally. Oh, Cassandra James. Advocates aren't always loud. We have our own lane to move the movement forward. I agree. We all do it kind of in our own way. Some of us are introverts. Some of us are like we were talking about Danette Mitchell. We thought she was the quiet lady from the back, and she just with her claws, huh? Yeah. But we all get to do it our own way, and it's all valid and it's all amazing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I will. I do agree. And we all have our own methodology. And so, again, if I could say one last thing, attack the issue, not the individual.
Don't make it personal, huh?
Absolutely.
Attack the issue, not the individual. Yeah. See, I like to let it sit for a minute so we can all take it in. I think that's it. This has been a great show. Thank you for helping me close out the month. I really appreciate it. This is Black History Month. You're welcome here anytime, of course. But I'm proud to be able to close out the month with you. And Jessica says she loves that. She loves that. So with that, Turning Point with K. Patrice, we've closed out the episode in February. I'm gonna give us a good outro, and I'm gonna put me and you in the back room. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh. All right. Take care.
All right. Thank you all.
That was an amazing episode. Thank you for spending your time with me. Please, if you loved this episode like I did, please share it. Also, we have a new Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Turning Point with K. Patrice. You can see a replay of all of the episodes. We also just launched a website, www.turningpointwithkpatrice.com. So we come to you in multiple ways. Okay? We will see you next month. We are planning a pretty good March episodes, and I can't wait to bring them to you. Take care. Hold on for the exit.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Turning Point with K. Patrice Williams.
Something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And never miss a podcast or live stream by visiting our website, imkpatrice.com, or connecting through social media at IamKPatrice on all platforms.